Mm. Ooh, what did we think of the sisters?
I liked it.
Mhm.
That was emotional.
Angsty.
I was not expecting her to die. I felt like I wanted a little happy ending for them, but oh well.
I think
I was kind of surprised that she agreed to go back. Like, so she's gonna go run the inn, like the whole thing she's been avoiding for years,
Mhm.
just
Which
because it was her sister's dream.
I feel like it kind of goes, well, not really. I was gonna say it kind of goes like counteracts one of the beginning stories, but I mean, kind of, right? You know how the guy and like he was following his dream. He's like, okay, yeah, let him do his thing, right? But then she's over here, she's gonna not necessarily fake, but she's gonna, like you said, she's gonna do her sister's dream, and we all know that's not gonna end good. Or like she's not gonna be happy because it's not what she wanted. I think she's just trying to make her sister, who's not there anymore, happy. I don't know.
Hey Bella.
Hi.
Hello. Sorry, I'm late.
It's okay. We just started.
I think it was like pretty sad how the sister was like, oh, it was my dream to run it together. That was a surprise for me. I totally thought it was gonna be like, oh, this was my dream, like the sister was thinking. But looking like to the future, I feel like the parents will still blame her, so I feel like it'll be awkward.
I think that I liked it. I did feel it was a little bit more predictable than the last one, which still is my favorite. But it was nice to get a little bit more backstory on some of on the cafe and like on the woman in the dress and stuff like that too. But I kind of was like, I wasn't like taken on a ride with it. Like I kind of like it made all the like it was well done, but it all kind of concluded like kind of how I thought it would. So it didn't like emotionally stir me as much as the second one did.
That's funny because I said the opposite, that I was emotionally, like I thought it was emotional. But I feel like it was because I didn't want her to die. Like because when she was saying, oh, Hirai, is that her name? The older sister. When she wasn't at the bar, I was writing down notes on my phone and I was like, oh my goodness, she had an accident, like something happened to her. I didn't think it was gonna be the sister. Like I wanted them to like, rekindle and, like end in a happy note. So I think that's where I'm the opposite, where I'm like, damn it. And then I was sad about it. But I agree with you. The previous one, I think I like better because it flowed better. And this one was very repetitive, which maybe they were trying to do like the whole like, oh, here, this is the what's happening now. And now we're gonna go into a little bit of the background, like very more like magical. And I was like, maybe if it was like Japanese, right? I think it is. It would have been more, I don't know, magical realism. But I was just kind of like, you already said that. I already know the cafe is named that. I already, like I was just kind of like, okay, let's get on with the story.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I agree though. I like the background info we're getting, and like I'm still trying to figure out the 3 clocks. So they said the middle clock is like the accurate time.
Mhm.
So we found that out. we still don't know the other two. And
Maybe it's like the past and the future or something. Maybe it has to do with the woman in the dress.
Like her time.
Yeah, or maybe she's cursed. Well, it was crazy because they're basically implying that she's been there for 7 years. I was like, oh my god. And clearly she doesn't eat because she wanted the toast to be away from her. So she's just like
Liquids.
subsisting on coffee, but she does have to pee.
we still don't know that story. And then what's with the girl who came back?
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
that one.
I think that's 4. That's 4.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that the
Because
daughter?
at the end she's touching her stomach like she
And-
knows she's
Yeah.
pregnant.
Oh yes, that's her
And
daughter.
she had the OB-GYN appointment. But towards the end, what was that the last thing? Oh my gosh, if I could get to it. Where Lagare, because Kay is rubbing her stomach, and then in like italicized, at least in the book, it says, I wonder if she can give it up. So I'm wondering if the owner does not want the baby.
Oh.
Yeah, I wondered what that meant too.
Yeah, and then like I don't know why, I just had a feeling that the young girl was like their child or something, or like a
Yeah.
relative.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it's
It made me think that Kay died, but I mean, it could also be that they gave her up and they don't know her,
Mhm.
and then she's like looking for her real mom. Maybe she's like, I found her,
Mm.
and then that's why the other guy doesn't recognize her. But still, it's still pretty trippy.
Hmm. And maybe
It's so
somehow,
weird. Why would she have to give her up? Like,
yeah,
I really wonder. Because that's a really good theory. That makes a lot of sense. That it's like a daughter that they gave up for adoption and she just wants to know what her mom looks like. But I don't know, like maybe someone has like a an illness or something and they're not going to be around. But that's
Oh.
still, why would you give them up? I don't get it.
oh, no, that's mean. I was like, or it's not like it's her child, but it's not his child.
Oh.
Or maybe because they're the owners, they somehow are able to go time travel more and they know more about their futures. And their...
I think the whole magic stuff in the cafe is definitely related to like the family. But
We've been there.
I really
they're
hope
all
we find out who the
related,
one is.
right? Because
Yeah.
because now we know that Kazu is like the cousin,
Mhm.
Mhm.
right? So everyone's related.
And it was interesting, like if you're going back to visit someone who died, then they ring that bell alarm thing.
Yeah.
The whole time with that little bell thing, I was like, well, it must be nice to have, special connections that then you get an advantage. But then when they said that it only rings for death related, I was like, never mind. I was like, be friends with everyone, be friendly with everyone. You just never know. But never mind.
I found myself getting all nitpicky with the time travel stuff because you know how last time we were like, oh, how is she able to take the note back to the future? And then this time I was like, wait, so she goes back 3 days, but like Kazu and Kay like doesn't remember that she saw her 3 days ago. Like, does she have a new timeline? But in the current thing, she sees the girl come back. So clearly, like, they're aware of this happening. But then how does that work? How wouldn't Kay have known that Harai was gonna go back 3 days before. I'm so confused. I think this book is not about like, it's just kind of like enjoy the vibes. But I was like, that doesn't make sense.
You're like, no, that is scientifically wrong.
That bugs me. I think maybe possibly like they get their memory adjusted, to not remember, because if not, then how could it not affect what happened in the past, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's like,
I wouldn't have even thought about it except for the fact that they literally like at the beginning saw someone come from the future and it like affected them. So I'm like I kind of thought it was like, because you can't affect anything, you're going like almost to like a point in time, but it doesn't affect anything, and then you come back and like they don't remember you, like
Mhm.
nothing changes. But then in this one they were like, oh, like even if like you went back to the past and you changed things, time would like make sure that it happened the same way. Like clearly you are actually going back, but then again, like then there's a plot hole with the K thing. So but I'm sure I have a feeling this author doesn't like, it's not really about that, but
The accuracy, yeah. Which Fusagi in the past was able to remember that his wife was from the future. Like that just seems weird. That then the sister wasn't able to be like, oh wait, you came back, or like you're from the future, like you're from a different time. I don't know. I do feel like that's weird. Like somehow you should not know. You should just kind of be like, oh hey, how are you? Like it's in that present.
well, Fusagi just might know because he's always in the cafe and he knows about the time travel.
Mhm.
But the sister like doesn't know anything. She just comes and tries to meet with Hirai, so she doesn't know anything
You
about the
don't-
cafe.
But you don't think she would know, since the cafe at some point was like everyone knew about it, or not everyone, but like it was a thing. that
I
there
don't
was-
think so, just because she lives in another city and she's like,
Um,
and she like does the inn. Like I feel like she wouldn't like, it's
Yeah.
probably like a local urban legend. It doesn't seem
Mm.
like anyone has like social media in this
oh no,
world, so
yeah.
like
definitely not.
she wouldn't have like read about it on
Yeah.
Instagram or something.
Like it's not like them that they know the rules by heart, basically.
Mm.
Whereas like for her, if she wanted to, like she'd have to visit, I think, more often.
mhm.
I mean, she could still do it because she's been there,
Mhm.
but I think she just isn't there enough to know the rules.
Or she's
And he
there
does-
often, but her focus is her sister and not really
Yeah.
like, what's up with this cafe?
Okay.
Mhm.
She's
So
been-
like the themes of the book, or like what the author is trying to get the theme across, and like some of the details kind of just float away. But it
Mhm.
kind of reminds me of Spirited Away, where she just like goes into another place and then comes back and everything's like nothing happened.
Mm.
I don't know if it's like a common, like having these little pockets of time or different universes or worlds
Alternatives.
in Japanese culture. I don't know.
Like, is it almost like magical realism in that it's about like these, I don't know what the exact definition is, but it's like more about using these magical things that can't be explained to like explore, and I feel like in those it's again like less about like how did that happen. It's more
Mhm.
just like it happened, so in order for me to explore this theme or to explore this person.
It's like basically when it's like a regular setting, like someone's house or a cafe for this book, and supernatural things are happening, but the people in the book don't perceive them as supernatural. It's just like part of life.
Yeah.
Well, the next section is called Mother and Child, so I think it's definitely about that girl and the lady who was pregnant.
Because we keep having a foreshadow because Fusagi showed up in the first
Mhm.
one.
I like how they're linked together. I also think there might be some rules that we don't know about yet, maybe like especially with like how they seem to not like they didn't acknowledge that he had traveled back, so recently, like you said. Maybe it will explain a little more in the 4th section, but also maybe not because it's a short section.
Maybe in the
And
sequel.
the ghost girl.
There is, yeah. Oh yeah, the ghost girl. They didn't. I thought they'd have like a full story on her, but
I'm worried we're never gonna find out about her, and that's gonna annoy all of us.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to read the
This-
sequel.
yeah.
4, no, we said last time there was 4, I think.
Yeah, I think there's like 3 and there's one that's on its way. I just
Oh.
looked up the name of the cafe, Funicula, and it's a song
Mhm.
Hmm.
in
I
Italian.
know the song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like, it sounds like a song, so I was like, let me look it up.
like Funiculi, Funicula. Da, 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 da. Have you guys ever heard it?
Interesting.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
I'm a quarter Italian, so
Mm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
it's a random name for a Japanese cafe for sure.
Mhm.
I should ask my cousin.
Trying to look up its meaning. I don't know. It says a man invites his woman or a woman to a volcano. On a romantic walk up to the summit of a volcano.
Now you question man after.
Quite interesting. I don't know.
This section I got a little confused, like what was in the past and what was in the present.
I think it's the way they like, I don't know, because the other one, the first one was all right. The second one I think flowed the best. And then this one was just like, okay, we're talking about the present, what's going on? There's a girl or whatever. And then now we're back to like, Kosake, was that her name? It's like, oh no, she doesn't go by Kosake anymore. It's Fusagi or So then we're like, okay, we're in the present again, but like in the right present in the book. But then we go back and you're telling us like history. I don't know. I didn't like that. I get it. They're trying to give us background, but that's why I was falling asleep. I was still reading today. I was like, oh shoot, what? So yeah, not my favorite.
I like that it's short. It's like, not too much of a tear jerker. I just hope we get our answers to our questions.
Yeah, I only had 2 questions. Who's the girl in the beginning and what happened to Hirai, but then we found out what happened.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna try to put I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's not the greatest book, but it's also not the worst.
It is intriguing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
first
very
I was like,
popular.
I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm kind of liking it now.
It fluctuates.
Mhm.
I wonder if the ending's really good because it has like good reviews, right? And it's like
Mhm.
Well, you guys met Brissette, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, yeah. So we gifted this book to her a year ago, maybe like 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I recently saw them, and the way they were describing the book, I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm getting like a bias or whatever, but I'm like, shoot, it doesn't sound like I'm gonna like the ending. Because they were like, oh, let me know when you're done so we can discuss. But it wasn't like,
Oh.
oh my gosh, let me, like, let me
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
more like, let me know what you think. And I was like, damn it. Because I
Oh.
feel like the way it describes things before you start reading, it seems more like if I have to compare this one and the Midnight Library, I think I like the Midnight Library
Mhm.
way more. Because I think it's kind of like the same, you
Similar theme.
travelish or whatever. But I don't know. It could be the language or the translation that was kind of like,
There
off.
must be impacts, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Book has a little more heft. This one's more like short stories to learn about life.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's, yeah.
We'll see what happens with the child and the mom. Did y'all bring your books? Are you ready to say your books?
Oh damn. 3? That's okay. That makes up for me. I didn't
Yes.
bring one.
Okay. Ready whenever you are. Let's see what we get. Who wants to go?
I need to narrow it down. Should I pick the book club favorites, Reese's book club book, or Good Morning America book club book?
Ooh.
I've never heard of GMA's book club. So
Yeah, me neither.
maybe
That one.
that might be a good one to try since we haven't heard of it.
All right, it shall be so. Then I'm decided. Thank you, Tim. All right, I have here New York Times bestseller, Good Morning America book club. The Maid.
Oh,
Oh, I've seen that.
The Maid by Nita Prose. I'll just read the jacket here. The little quotation says, "A dead body is one mess she can't clean up on her own."
Uh-oh.
Molly Gray is like everyone else. She struggles with social skills and misreads the intentions of others. Her gran used to interpret the world for her, codifying it into simple rules that Molly could live by. Since Gran died a few months ago, 25-year-old Molly has been navigating life's complexities all by herself. No matter, she throws herself with gusto into her work as a hotel maid. Her unique character, along with her obsessive love of cleaning and proper etiquette, makes her an ideal fit for the job. She delights in donning her crisp uniform each morning. La la la. But Molly's orderly life is upended the day she enters the suite of the infamous and wealthy Charles Black, only to find it in a state of disarray and Mr. Black himself dead in his bed. Before she knows what's happening, Molly's unusual demeanor has the police targeting her as their lead suspect. She quickly finds herself caught in a web of deception when she has no idea how to untangle. Fortunately for Molly, friends she never knew she had unite with her in a search for clues to what really happened to Mr. Black. But will they be able to find the real killer before it's too late? Both a clue-like locked room mystery and a heartwarming journey of the spirit, The Maid explores what it means to be the same as everyone else and yet entirely different, and reveals that all mysteries can be solved through connection to the human heart. The end.
mystery. Cool.
Mystery murder.
Yeah, sounds good. I was wanting a little murder.
The Maid.
And it has a red cover. My favorite cover.
I've seen that book many times.
I've seen it in the bookstore I go to.
Yeah.
A parent gave me these 3 books for my birthday because she knew when my birthday was. And she said she read all 3 of them and that she really liked them. So
What were the other two? I'm
the other
curious.
2, well, it was 4 really. One was the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I think many of us have read that one already. The next one was The Book of Lost Names.
Mm.
This one's about like the Holocaust, I think, by Kristen Harmel. The next one, which this was like the one I think was my second choice to pitch, is The Henna Artist.
Mm.
So very different genres. I might pitch these later on though.
Um,
The parent asked me if I started reading them yet. I'm like, no, I'm saving them for the Checker Book Club.
Oh, sorry.
Salud.
Thank you.
Bless you.
I can go next. if you're
Okay.
ready. Okay. So the title is When Women Were Dragons
Ooh.
by Kelly Barnhill. And let me see if there's a summary.
That sounds cool. Ooh, that's cute.
Alex Green is a young girl in a world much like ours, except for its most well-known event, the mass dragoning of 1955, when hundreds of thousands of ordinary wives and mothers sprouted wings, scales, and talons, left a trail of fiery destruction in their path, and took to the skies. Was it their choice? What will become of those left behind? Why did Alex's beloved Aunt Marla transform, but her mother did not? Alex does not know. It's taboo to speak of. Forced into silence, Alex nevertheless must face the consequences of this event. A mother more protective than other, an absentee father, the upsetting instance of her aunt never existed, and watching her beloved cousin B become dangerously obsessed with the forbidden. I think I'm a little nervous about this one because it doesn't have a lot of reviews,
Oh.
but it's an editor's pick and it says best books of 2022, but I feel like that's like half the books that come out. But I just liked it because it is like a feminist book for February.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a cute cover.
It's very green. I love it. Oh, magic realism.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I'll go next.
Okay.
So this is my book, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I've seen this book at the bookstore that I'm always talking about, and it was on a bunch of lists, and it was Goodreads best fiction book of 2022.
Wow.
The summary from the best-selling author of The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry. Never read it. On a bitter cold day in the December of his junior year at Harvard, Sam Masser exits a subway car and sees amid the hordes of people waiting on the platform Sadie Green. He calls her name. For a moment, she pretends she hasn't heard him, but then she turns and a game begins, a legendary collaboration that will launch them to stardom. These friends, intimate since childhood, borrow money, beg favors, and before even graduating college, they have created their first blockbuster, Ichigo. Overnight, the world is theirs. Not even 25 years old, Sam and Sadie are brilliant, successful, and rich, but these qualities won't protect them from their own creative ambitions or the betrayals of their hearts. Spanning 30 years, from Cambridge, Massachusetts to Venice Beach, California, and in lands in between and far beyond, Gabrielle Zevin's Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow examines the multifarious nature of identity, disability, failure, the redemptive possibilities in play, and above all, our need to connect, to be loved, and to love. It's basically like it's about they create a video game. I don't think that was clear in this summary, but they like create a video game and they're friends, and it's about their what happens when they become famous.
Which I think it's interesting because I'm still subscribed to this book of the month thing, and you get the free book that was chosen as the book of the year, and that book was that. Or at least you get to pick out of like the 5 nominees, like the top ones. And I got that book. And at first I was like, I keep seeing it. I don't know what it's about. And then I was reading it and I was like, wait, something about video games? Like it's so different and you wouldn't imagine it. So I think it's kind of cool to be like,
The cover is what drew my eye.
yeah,
when I
it's
saw it in the bookstore.
yeah, nice and colorful. It was like, it looks like it's a wave. It's like, I wonder how that, like,
Maybe that's part of the video game.
kind of cool. I think. I have this book, which I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
you've
Oh.
read, but
No.
the series show.
it's gonna be a TV
Movie?
show soon.
Yeah,
I think
coming up.
Katie pitched it before.
Yeah, right? Didn't someone pitch it? Someone, I feel
No?
like someone
Oh,
pitched
I
it.
thought someone pitched it.
Eileen?
I think I pitched it before because I have it.
Oh, it must have been Crystal. It must have been Crystal.
Eileen, I think.
It's the same author of The
Mhm.
7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Malibu Rising, all these other ones. I don't know. So yeah, Daisy Jones and the Six. It's, I think I've read it before. So Daisy is a girl coming of age in LA in the late 60s, sneaking into clubs on the Sunset Strip, sleeping with rock stars, and dreaming of singing at the Whiskey A Go-Go. The sex and drugs are thrilling, but it's the rock and roll she loves the most. By the time she's 20, her voice is getting noticed, and she has the kind of heedless beauty that makes people do crazy things. Also getting noticed is the Six, a band led by Billy Dune. On the eve of their first tour, his girlfriend Camila finds out she's pregnant, and with the pressure of impending fatherhood and fame, Billy goes a little wild on the road. Daisy and Billy cross paths when a producer realizes that the key to supercharged success is to put the two together. What happens next will become the stuff of legend. The making of that legend is chronicled in this riveting and unforgettable novel, written as an oral history of one of the biggest bands of the 70s. And then it just says Taylor Jenkins Reid is a talented writer who takes her work to a new level with Daisy Jones and the Six.
Nice.
Yeah. So I also heard that she somehow connects all her characters in the books.
A universe.
Yeah. So I think like someone mentioned in the Evelyn Hugo is mentioned in here. And I don't know, I think it's crazy. So I feel like it'd be kind of cool. And the series is coming up.
That would be cool.
So yeah.
It's gonna star Riley Keough, who's Elvis's granddaughter.
Oh,
Oh,
She's been in some other stuff also, but this is like probably her biggest thing.
I just know because I follow Sam Claflin, and
Oh
he
yeah,
just
he's gonna be in it, right?
he keeps posting about it, and I was like, oh, that's right, it's coming up.
Yeah, I've been wanting to read that one.
The Six. Crystal,
Okay,
give me
should I
one.
go?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So mine is called Black Cake by
Mm.
Charmaine Wilkerson. You'll have to look up the cover. It's like a swirl of colorfulness. And there's some kind of sticker on it, but I don't know what it is. Okay, so one of my friends who reads a lot of books posted she really liked this. Okay, so I'll read the synopsis. We can't choose what we inherit, but we can choose who we become. In present-day California, Eleanor Bennett's death leaves behind a puzzling inheritance for her 2 children, Byron and Benny. A black cake made from a family recipe with a long history and a voice recording. In her message, Eleanor shares a tumultuous story about a headstrong young swimmer who escapes her island home under suspicion of murder. The heartbreaking tale Eleanor unfolds, the secret she still holds back, and the mystery of a long lost child challenge everything the siblings thought they knew about their lineage and themselves. Can Byron and Benny reclaim their once close relationship, piece together Eleanor's true history, and fulfill her final request to share the black cake when the time is right? Will their mother's revelations bring them back together or leave them feeling more lost than ever? Charmaine Wilkerson's debut novel is a story of how the inheritance of betrayals, secrets, memories, and even names can shape relationships and history. Deeply evocative and beautifully written, Black Cake is an extraordinary journey through the life of a family, changed forever by the choices of its matriarch.
Mm.
The cover is cool. It does look like there's a face. I don't know if you guys.
Seems like a very layered story, just like a cake.
Yeah, you see that?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's where the little eyes are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of giving me like Evelyn Hugo vibes, but more like they're solving this mystery.
Evelyn Hugo with The Vanishing Half.
Yeah.
Ooh. Sure. Wilkerson.
Well, I feel like all of these books are really interesting. I would be happy with any of them.
Yeah, I've seen these in bookstores before, and I was like, oh, maybe one day I'll read it. Maybe
Okay.
one day has come. I'll send
Does
you.
Darlene have one?
No, I don't.
You said no.
I don't know
Chris-
if Crystal
Let
has
me
one.
see if she does. I didn't ask her. Or if I just call her, hold up. Woo.
Parent speaker.
They're gonna be like, I'm asleep. I told you I'm not joining. Do you have a book suggestion? Yes, you're on speaker. I'm just kidding. No, you're not. Do you have a book suggestion though? No, she's gonna say, let me see. Do you want to pitch it? I'm gonna put you on speaker. Okay, fine. Someday what? Maybe. Oh gosh, okay. Okay, bye. Okay. Okay, bye. So she said, someday maybe, that it's sad and she picked it on purpose.
She wants us to cry.
I was actually thinking, I think when Julie was saying that it wasn't a tearjerker, I was like, you know what? It'd be kind of nice to get a book that will make us cry.
What was the last book that we said we cried? It's been a bit, right?
I don't think any
I
recent,
think the December one was a bit depressing, but I don't know if we
but it wasn't
cried.
like I need to cry, like
No.
ah.
Was it the Nicholas Sparks one, like the firefighter one, maybe? No,
I haven't cried for any of the. Oh, of course it would be Colleen.
I don't think I've cried for any of the books so far. But...
I feel
In
like
my- I
Dance
don't
with
think I
Us
cried
was
in
definitely one of the
2022.
ones that made me almost
Oh, it's
cry.
probably that one. Yeah, it's probably the last.
Yeah, you're right. It was.
Yeah, that was a good cry too. It wasn't like
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't like super depressing. It was,
Good memory, Darlene.
yeah, it was a good.
I don't think any of these have made me cry. I did get a little emotional with the second chapter of this book. But I don't think I'm looking at the list of books and I don't think any of these have like made me straight up cry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's never mind. It's not Colleen. Let me just double check that this is the right one because I typed it in and it didn't give me the right book. She couldn't pronounce the author's name, so I'm gonna say it's this one. Someday maybe. If it's not this one, then I'll correct it for the thing.
Oh, 'cause the Colleen Hoover one's maybe someday, huh?
Yeah, so that's why I was like, wait, it's not that one.
Was it the one with a lady on the front cover?
I think so, because she couldn't say the full author's name. It looks like this, if it's correct.
Nelly.
Okay, let me see it.
Yep.
Oni Wabinelli, kind of sounded like what she said. A stunning and witty debut novel about a young woman's emotional journey through unimaginable loss, pulled along by her tight-knit Nigerian family, a posse of new friends, and the love and laughter she shared with her husband. Ani Wabinelli is a fresh new voice for fans of Jiasi, Queenie, and I May Destroy You. I think those are books or authors. I don't know.
I May Destroy You is it's a TV show.
Oh, It May Destroy You, or I May Destroy
I
You?
May Destroy You.
I May Destroy.
It
Okay.
came out like 2021.
Oh, here are 3 things you should know about my husband. 1, he was the great love of my life despite his penchant for going incommunicado. He was as far as I and everyone. 2, he was as far as I and everyone else could tell, perfectly happy, which is significant because 3, on New Year's Eve, he committed suicide. And here's one thing you should know about me. 1, I found him. Bonus fact, no, I'm not okay. Oh, I don't.
That is really dark, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to read it. Now I want to cry just by reading that. Like, Crystal, what? Okay, that's definitely the book.
Wait, is that the book description? Or
That's
the
a book
author?
description. Yeah. Yeah.
Intense.
That was just like
Yeah.
straight at you. Well, I think it's
Where
fairly
did she
new as
find
well
these?
because, yeah, November 2022. It's a debut novel and it doesn't seem to have a lot of like, you can tell it looks different. We'll see.
Oh, it says it's a Good Morning America book club.
Oh, really?
All
Where
of
is
the
it?
sudden,
Oh, that
we're-
tiny
we're
little speck. You're
following the
right.
book club.
You're right. Oh, there was a price drop. Whatever that means. Oh, that's so sad though. I don't know if I want to get that sad. Well, okay, we'll see. So those are our books. I'll send you guys the form soon, and then we'll see what we get.
Oh, is anyone reading this?
Oh, but I keep hearing
No,
about it.
just like
Oh.
articles about it.
It's
Bad.
he has a lot of problems. That's my main review. He has issues. It's
Is
very
it-
well written, actually, though. Like he had a ghostwriter, but it's very well written. But I'm like, wow, that guy has major issues.
Is it narrated by him?
Yeah, which is
Stop.
kind of cool.
Maybe I'll listen to it.
I started reading Harry Potter 2 in Spanish. So that's keeping me busy.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
I feel like these books, we should just read them all. We're good
For the next following month.
Already decided.
They're all
Nah,
really
that's
good.
right too much. I can't go wrong with these.
What kind of books we want to read and then be like feeling we're locked in.
Yeah, we could pick from that and then just pitch again. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, let's
I'm gonna go and cry now. Just kidding.
okay, yeah, the baby's crying. Good night.
Okay. Bye. Good night. Bye. See you next week.